this effort and the interest you've shown as the media house must be appreciated indeed. I'm really honored to wait for our colleague. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you for honoring my invitation to this press briefing that I need to do today. The press statement is following my 7-day suspension from Parliament. Dear fellow citizens, today I speak to you with heavy heart, burdened by the erosion of fairness and justice within the esteemed chambers of the Zambian Parliament. It is with utmost urgency that I shed light on the concerning state of our democratic institutions. As you are aware, the role of the Speaker of this Parliament or the National Assembly is one of the tremendous responsibility. A guardian of fairness, impartiality, and equal representation. They hold the power to transcend partisan divides and ensure that the diverse voices of our nation are given a platform. Unfortunately, we find ourselves witnessing a departure from these principles. Equity is the bedrock of democracy, embodying the very essence of fair representation. It requires a commitment to unbiased facilitation, granting every member of Parliament equal opportunities to express their viewpoints and contribute meaningfully to the legislative process. It is disheartening to observe the erosion of these principles as some members resort to tribalism and regional biases in their debates. On the 14th of June 2023, Honorable Charles Milupi, nominated Member of Parliament and the Minister of Infrastructure and Urban Development, made repeated references to northwestern and western provinces as the poorest regions in the country, and also as provinces which have been neglected by all the successive governments. These statements, while provocative to those residing in the northern bloc of the country, were not effectively addressed by the Speaker. The incident which gives the example of regional and disparities bias statement, which can lead to volatile and exchange of further tensions. Sadly, in response to this regional bias, I too succumbed to emotion and made remarks referring to my fellow members as foolish. I criticized Mr. Milupi for his failure to acknowledge the economic challenges faced by Luapula, Muchinga, northern and eastern provinces. I must admit that my emotional response was not in line with the decorum expected from any member of Parliament. However, it is deeply concerning that the disciplinary actions taken by the Speaker appeared inconsistent and biased. The conduct of Honorable Chush Kasanda, who is also the Information Minister, – and their alleged bias ruling cannot be ignored. The behavior of Honorable Kasanda towards the Speaker was worse in a nature than myself, as I was in fact not addressing the Speaker, but my tribesmen. Similar instances in the past did not receive equal treatment, raising questions about the fairness, impartiality of our parliamentary proceedings. Moreover, the recent protest of silence by opposition members of parliament and some independent members of parliament on the 20th of July 2023 further highlights concerns regarding the Speaker's impartiality. When conversations become tainted by tribal or regional agendas, it is the duty of the Speaker to intervene and steer the discourse back to unbiased and meaningful discussion that serve the best interests of all citizens. I must express profound disappointment in my own personal experience. On the 21st of July 2023, I was suspended from Parliament for remarks demanding fairness in the distribution of development, particularly advocating for the development of the Kashishi-Chiengi Road. While I acknowledge the need for more measured language during debates, I believe my suspension underscores the presence of regional bias within our parliamentary proceedings. It is troubling that only individuals from certain regions are labeled as lawbreakers, while those from other regions are held as virtuous. This incident serves as a reminder that we must address the underlying issues causing regional disparities and foster national unity through inclusive development strategies and equitable policymaking. We must uphold the principles of democracy, fair representation, and the protection of human rights. Practices that promote bias undermine the integrity of parliament and also undermine the integrity of parliamentary proceedings, eroding the trust and confidence of Zambian citizens in their elected representatives. Bear with me. I'm trying to therefore allow me to call upon the international community, human rights organizations, and fellow democratic nations to closely monitor the situation unfolding in Zambia, especially with the House where we are expected to be a place of justice and democracy. That's the National Assembly, the Parliament, and what is prevailing in our country at the moment. Your support, solidarity, and influence are crucial in addressing these issues, working towards a society that upholds human dignity, respects diversity, perspectives, and promotes inclusivity and justice. I've been suspended for speaking the truth, for standing up for Luapula, where justice is found. I've been suspended for demanding fairness, for raising my voice, but they sought to silence and discredit my choice. Leading the protest of silence, I dared to resist, but a day later suspended with clenched fists. a victim of their fear, yet my voice won't fade. I will forever crusade for the people of Wapuna and Zambians, where justice is made. Together, let us create the Zambia we aspire to be. A Zambia where the Speaker of Parliament embodies fairness, where parliamentary proceedings reflect the true spirit of honor and integrity, through unity and unwavering commitment to democratic principles, we can restore the trust of our citizens and foster an environment where every voice is heard, valued, and respected. Thank you for your attention, and may we find the courage to stand up for justice and equality in our democratic journey. I thank you.
You are free to ask questions and points of clarification.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, Honorable. My name is Victoria Kayeye from Diamond TV.
Yes, ma'am.
Having admitted that you might have acted in an emotional manner at the time you were responding to the Minister of Infrastructure, don't you think, again, yesterday after your suspension, you did act in an emotional manner where you uttered certain words towards this journalist that was seemingly capturing you as you were walking out of Parliament? And there has been a docket opened. What is your response to that in relation to what happened yesterday?
Thank you so much. I must say this. You are a journalist, and you've been to Parliament several times. And if you recall correctly, or if my mind serves me right, whenever UPND in opposition walked out, you never took photos of them when they were just leaving the chamber. You were taking photos of them outside the chamber, outside the building. The area where the journalist was, he was right there in front of the door, the main door. And what I said to him, why are you taking photos of me? Can you stop what you're doing? And the guy was smiling. What, to my surprise, you see the way you've come as many journalists. That's the house, the National Assembly, where all the media houses should be treated fair. If it was a fair thing, I would have not seen only one journalist. National Assembly has a photographer. National Assembly has people who are working in the media house who take photos. If National Assembly wanted to take the photos of the walk of the shame, they're there who should do it, and they have cameras. When I was walking out, I said to the gentleman, can you stop taking photos of me? And the gentleman was very excited, happy, zooming in. So I said, who sent you to take photos of me? And when you say I used other words, you must understand of what is happening in the house. I'll give you the best example. If you look closely what is going on in Parliament, we are there sent to talk and not to be silenced or gagged. Each time we try to stand on the left-hand side, our colleagues are always standing up on point of order, point of order, point of order, and they call us names, not even a single day, even insults. Insults. Not even a single day you've seen any of them being suspended. No one has ever been suspended. What Honorable Chushkasanda did was worse than what I did. When I was walking out of Parliament, I was talking to the members. I said, you are the cause of all these problems, because Honorable Milupi was insisting that these areas have been developed. So when you see me walking out like that, and I'm thinking, this is now the place where democracy is supposed to prevail. What next? If that place democracy is killed, what next for the nation? When you want to compact something, there will be pressure. And when it pops up, it doesn't pop up nicely. I didn't even, like I've seen that I assaulted him. He has to prove. Videos are there. Videos are there. I was walking towards him to say, can you delete that?
The next question.
Yes, sir.
Perhaps a follow-up to my colleague's question, other allegations that have come out in relation to the question that you just answered, or the matter that you have just responded to, is that you also spat on the said journalist. Can you, deny the allegations or indeed agree?
I didn't spit on him. You watched the video. I didn't spit on him. He was going downstairs. So I was talking to him like this. If that's what they call spitting, then I don't know what it is. When this government has made a decision to reduce numbers in Parliament, they will do everything to those they feel they are strong. They started with Bowman. And they will find a reason. They'll find a reason. You go, I think you are a journalist, you are very free. Go on National Assembly website. Get the whole video, it's there. And see. Watch it, rather. I know this government, and I know how they want to penetrate Luapula. They'll make sure most of us from Luapula will be found with cases to answer so that they can reduce numbers. In by-elections, they'll make it. But they cannot make it if they went in general election, especially in Chiengi. You go and watch the video. Yes, sir.
Morning, Honorable. My name is Francis from Safari.
Yes, sir.
You've made some allegations against the speaker. I think, first of all, some clarity. Are you saying that the speaker is biased towards the ruling?
Yes, Madam Speaker is biased, very biased. She is. The best example, look, watch the video of what Shushika Sanda did and what I did. Then judge for yourselves as Zambians. And you know what? You know, one funny thing is that you can see the way I'm seated. I cannot lean against this chair, okay, because of my spine issues. I tried to get credentials because the doctor had put me on 14 days bed rest. I was not granted. Who approves that? It's the speaker. I was not granted for 14 days. So I was forced to be going in. I sit a bit, I leave the chamber. But Honorable Chushka Sanda, Honorable Njamba were given credentials. They were all sick. They were also sick. What do you call that? And when the speaker was doing the ruling for Honorable Chushka Sanda, is when you are reprimanding a member of parliament, according to the standing orders, you're supposed to make a member of parliament to stand. But she was seated. You saw that. She was seated. And on top of that, the speaker said, oh, I forgot to welcome my sister, the Honorable Minister of Information, and also my brother, Honorable Njamba. Then the left-hand side said, what about Chiengi? She just ignored it. What do you call that? Watch Parliament closely. What do you call that? She is the mother of the house. And we expect, even if she doesn't like me, she should have said, oh yes, even Chiengi. But because you can tell, there's so much of hatred which is there. Look at the letters that have been written to me after some of the members from UPND, like Dr. Kata. Dr. Katwakwe was owing me money for some time, 900 kwacha. And when I sent him a note to say, stop this rubbish, otherwise, instead of asking me, Honorable, what do you mean otherwise? He goes to write a letter to the speaker. I seek your agent action. My life is threatened. How do you threaten your friend? Okay, does it make sense? I have even WhatsApp messages. That guy got my stuff last year. He only managed to give me money, 900 kwacha. He only managed to give me money in when we're in tours, I think June or so. And that's what I was referring to. That I'm going to expose also your weakness whenever I want whenever I want to debate. You're always on point of order, as if you're an angel. Otherwise, I'm going to expose you. But see what is going on, and they rush quickly to write letters to us. You've seen some members of parliament from the right hand side of the speaker. They literally insult us. Even that day when I was leaving parliament, they were busy, yelling at me, Lenshina, Lenshina. And the speaker takes it that I was talking to her. I've not been given a chance to explain. I thought by apologizing in the letter that I wrote, I'll be called. But nothing like that. And I didn't even, to me, when I apologized, it was because it was just of me shouting. Lady Dino, when she was reading the ruling, she was saying the disrespect towards her, pointing at her, which I never did. Watch the video closely.
So lastly, for me, Honorable, what form of action, in line with the rules and regulations of the House as well as the Republican Constitution, what action would you want to be taken against the Speaker, and what could be your appeal to fellow opposition MPs who you feel have suffered the same injustices?
I think the only way to show the world, because numbers speak in Parliament, the only way to show the world that we're protesting is to move the motion of impeachment. Move her, because the Speaker herself is holding the unity of the country. And now, if you see her doing that, what next? How many people? You've seen, I think even the member of parliament, I think is Wango Ferrer, was also, there's a time when he was forced to, to start exchanging words with the speaker. It's not that we're disrespected, it's because we feel we are honorable members, elected, and we're there to represent the voices of our people. And when you are told to shut up, just check whenever you stand up how our colleagues react. Imagine Honorable Chisopa, I don't know, he was laughing, not laughing, smiling. That offended the speaker. Why do you like laughing? You question. So this side of us, anything you hear, whenever they say you're making noise or what, it's just the left-hand side of the speaker. The right-hand side of the speaker, there's no one who makes any problem. When they're calling me, Lenshina, even that day when I was leaving, when she says I went and I came back, I was answering back, I think it should be Honorable Mabeto was saying, Lenshina, Lenshina. Because that guy sits the other side, almost after the speaker. And she said I was talking to her. Honorable Kampiongo was busy rising on doing a point of order. I think it's Honorable Singombe. He said, shut up. He said, sit down. Then Honorable Kampiongo said, shut up. Do you know what the speaker said? If you tell your colleagues to shut up, you are insulting me. That's the mouth of the speaker. So our colleagues, when they insult us, the speaker is not being insulted. But us, when we say something to them like shut up, the speaker is being insulted. So she's biased. Those are the examples I'm talking about. She's biased. And I know they're going to write letters. Let them do what they want to do. Hey, expel her from parliament, whatever they want to do. I've never stolen from any government. I've never killed anyone. But they have to come up with something so that they can create a by-election in Chiengi. It's a reason I'm saying, urging the international community to start monitoring closely how we're drifting away from democracy in our country. Once Parliament is made to shut up, and only one side seems to be having, the privileges to speak, then this country is in problems.
No further questions. Takuli babia wale kisha.
Thank you so much for coming, and I really appreciate your coming. But you as journalists, be as fair as, in fact, if there are real champions of democracy, it's the journalists. Do not compromise. I know it's not easy, but do not compromise. It's not easy, do not compromise. Some of us now are being victims of Wukakash or what and what because we've refused to compromise ourselves. Thank you so much.